Hi guys, it's Alston. Welcome to Technical and On-Page SEO with SMrush. Basically, this video series will help you to do a perfect on-page SEO fixing and also to understand technical SEO problems using SMrush tool within your website and fix those results. SMrush have several tools available within their platform which helps you to identify these issues and fix those issues. So in this video series, I'm going to explain all of these tools to you, how you can use this tool, how you can understand the various data it provides, so you can go directly and use this tool to fix your SEO problems within your website. So let's get started. Welcome back. So the first tool we are going to see is called Site Audit. Basically what this tool does it will audit your website for you from a SEO standpoint and from a error standpoint. So in order to access this tool, all you need to do is come under this on page and tech SEO and site audit. It will give you an option to add this particular option to one of your existing project. For example, you can see for this project I haven't set up any site audit project, so it will give me a setup button, or I can create a brand new project and start doing a site audit for that particular project. So for this example, for one of my project, I haven't set up any site audit so far. So I'm going to use this as an example. So I just need to click on setup, and as soon as I clicked on setup, it will give me several options for site audit. These are very in-depth settings, so I'm going to explain all the options available. First, it's asking me to set up a crawl scope. Basically, if I click on that, it's asking me whether I want to scrape the entire website or a subdomain or a subfolder. If I click on view example, it will show me example for all the different sections as well. And if I want to scrape the subdomains also, I can check it. I want to scrape the entire domain for me, so I'm going to do that. And when I select that, it will do all that for me. And limit to the check number of pages. So depending on the number of pages, you can limit it. For example, you can go up to 100,000 or even custom according to the plan limit. So basically, if you want to limit for some other purpose, you can set the limit. Basically, you can set it around 5,000, 10,000, or even 1,000 is a good number if you don't know which one to choose. Since I'm doing a demo example, I'm going to do 100 here. And crawl source, whether how do I want to start the crawl for this particular website? Do I want to visit the website directly and start crawling, or go into the sitemaps on the site and start crawling, or I enter a sitemap URL and do from a scrape from that particular sitemap, or from a URL from a file where I can upload a file? I can do any of the option, but in this case I'm going to select website, and I can do email every time an audit is done. Just important, you do not press this button, because when you press this button, it will automatically use the default value set up here and start the audit for you. If you want to go for all the options available here, always make sure to click this particular section, this right hand section. That way it won't start the crawl. Instead, it will give you all these options also for you to start. Here you can set up a user agent. I personally like to, you can use any of this agent, but I like to personally use either Google Mobile or a Google Desktop, because I want to mimic Google Bot and do all the scraping for me. So when I do select one of these option, I can select it. I can also set a crawl delay, like minimum delay between pages. I can set it, or respect the robot text. Maybe some sitemap robot text have different option in related to crawl settings, so I want to respect that, or one URL per second, per 2 seconds, whatever the option which is comfortable for me, I set it. And it's asking whether I want to enable JS rendering or not, JavaScript rendering. You can see all the explanation which they are giving. Depending on your use case, you can have it. I'm going to keep it as disabled as of now. Not going to press this button, it will start the audit. So I'm going to do the next step, which is allow and disallow URLs. For example, I can add any URL containing word and say only you allow these URLs, and I can also add any words and say any URLs containing this word don't allow it, skip it. So that is how it works, and you can see the explanation here. Remove URL parameter. Sometimes, especially in e-commerce stores, when we are applying certain filters, that filters also will get applied to the URL and everything. Maybe you want to remove those kind of URL parameter and ignore that URL parameter links within crawl, and you can add those parameters here like this, how they are given the example. And when you add up to 100 parameters, it will ignore all those 100 parameters for you. So you can add any number of parameters you want to ignore during the crawl here. Bypass website restriction here. Even the robot text or robots meta tag has defined something, you can ask SEMrush to bypass that. Or crawling with credential, like if a site needed a username and password, you can give that, and you can use SEMrush to crawl with that authority to all these things. Then go into schedule, like how often you want to repeat the site audit again and again. So you can set a schedule for it, or you can just make it once. So I only want it one time. And finally, you are left with no other option to start the site audit. So when you click on start site audit, it will prepare all the crawling step, and you can see it is automatically getting started with the crawling. It will take a certain amount of time. You can see it already started crawling into all the different pages. It might take around 5 to even 1 hour depending on the page size, or even more time depending on how big is your website. Let me wait until this finish for you. So now you can see the crawling has done. You can see it actually reach the limit. You can see it actually found more pages, but as soon as I click on it, it will now open a detailed site audit for my particular website. And again, you can see this particular warning message saying that I have reached the limit. First thing I advise you to do is click on the help center, and SEMrush has a very good detailed information on SEO audit. They have a user manual, they have a free site audit course, they have a technical free SEO course, and site migration checklist, all these things. If you are a beginner, or even if you know the site audit function but just to get more information, I highly recommend you to check it out, because they explain all the things in depth on very good level. So check out the help center. Then if you scroll down, you can see all the data I set up for this particular site audit campaign. Then I'm getting certain information also. For example, I'm getting site health, like I have a 88% site health, which top 10% website have around 92. How many errors it found, how many warnings it found, how many notices it found. We also have several tabs here. I will explain it. Basically, all these summary values, when you click on it, it will go into one of this tab with more in-depth information for you. So within crawl pages, it's a 100 pages was crawled, how many was blocked, how many was redirect, how many was having an issue, how many was healthy, and how many pages was broken. And thematic reports also show me like crawlability, how good is my site. It show me 92%, HTTPS, internal linking, markup, core web vital, which is lacking on my site. I'm only having 40% ranking on that. Here also it will give me robot text updates, all these file status, and top issues summary. Like it will give me a full issues here in this tab, but here it will give me whatever the main issues it found. It will give a summary here. So I'm going to go into the issues section here, and automatically it will give me all issues, or only errors, or warnings, or notice. Basically, you want to make sure to fix any errors as soon as possible. Warnings, it is like a medium section. You can go and try to fix this. Notices are some important information. You can try to see whether this matches your need, or you can ignore it if you want. So you can see the warning, the errors first, like one page has returned a 404 error, and if you click on this particular page, it will give me that this particular page as a broken link. So it is having a 404. So I'm going to go into this particular section, and you can see it is available on fake. I forgot to add the mail to tag here. So Google is considering this as a total URL. Because of that, it is a broken URL. So what I can do is go into this web page, edit this link, and see I add a mail to link rather than making it as a URL. Once I done that, and when I rerun the scan, then that time it will automatically will fix this issue for me. So you can see I can also send to CRM, Trello or Zapier, especially if you are working with a team or you have a separate person or you have a different workflow to manage all the things. You can send this as a task into different CRM, Trello, Zapier, all these things you can do it as well. And one internal link is broken also. So what it is doing is, you can see it is giving me a correct link and also what is the error. So when I click on any of this URL, it will exactly giving me from which page, which is having a broken link or what kind of issue it is and when it was discovered. And also if you notice a link here, and also from a previous screen here also, when you click on this particular section, it will give you a clear in-depth example and explanation on what is this issue is about and how you should go about fixing it. So you can see about this issue, it's showing me this, and how to fix it, it's showing me this. So that way, even though if I'm not aware on how to fix the issue, or what this issue is related to it, I can read through it and get an understanding on it. Then I can see it. So you can see these are the issues, and other issues, if it found anything it will show. For example, for me it didn't find anything else here, so it's doing anything showing 0 on this section. And in warning you can see I am getting a few other issues as well. For example, it found 96 issues with unminified JavaScript and CSS file. And if I click on here, it's saying that minification is a process of removing unnecessary lines. How to fix it? Minify your JavaScript and CSS file. So in this case, what I can do is I can go and see whether my theme has that particular feature, or I can use any, if I'm specifically using WordPress in this site. So I have certain plugins on page speed optimization and CSS optimization, JavaScript optimization, like Lightspeed, VP Rocket, and all these plugins. Maybe I can include those plugins within my site and use that plugin to optimize my JavaScript and CSS file. When I do that, it will automatically fix this issue for all these pages for me. I don't need to do one by one. Just having that solution present on my website and making that solution available for all my web pages will fix for all my web pages. So that's how I will understand it. And also you can see if they find any good external resources for that particular issue, they will leave a link for that also for you. So depending on that, you will see different types of warning. If everyone have an explanation and why and how to fix it. So that is all these issues. Like I clicked on it, so it's going into that particular page. If I scroll down, then I come into notices where it shows these are notices. If you hover over it, it will show what is the explanation for notices. It said that it found 330 links with no anchor text. So if I hover over this, it will show what is the issue and how to fix it. So depending on that, it will show the notices also. So that is where the issue, where you will be spending most of your time if you are doing a site audit on this page to see and fix all the issues. Then we can see crawl pages. Here it will give me basically a list of pages which it was able to crawl and how many unique page views if it has. For example, I can connect my Google Analytics, and when I connect it, it will show me unique page views for all this URL, and crawl depth, like how many clicks it takes for the particular user bot to find this particular page. Or you always have to make sure that any pages which you are trying to rank or wanting to get more visibility, you are not far behind 3 clicks or more. You always want to make sure that is available within 3 clicks or something within your website. Issues, number of issues that particular web page has, what is the HTTP status code. You can also see the page load time, markup, structural data item, all the different structure, and you can also audit that URL. In case if you fix something, you can rerun the audit here and see it as well. You are seeing a page list section here. You can go up to 10 because I set it as 100, or you can see the site structure itself. For example, it automatically from the URLs it's crawled, it automatically shows me like this is the site structure, how the different pages are linked. So if I seeing this URL, so I have 48 URLs below that particular profile, so I can get a more structural approach to crawl pages from this location. Then we have statistic. Statistic will give you the overall data on all the important statistic related with site audit. I can see the data in a list format, or I can see the data in a graph format, whichever the one which suits me, I can see it. If I see on list, it's saying markup. Only 1% of page have no markup. You can see 0, and schema markup around 4% of pages have open graph 99%, Twitter cards 99%, micro format 5%. So if I'm missing on something like micro data or even JSON LED schema, I can try to include into that pages. Crawl depth 0 pages percentage have more than 3 click. I mentioned this just now, and it's making me and saying that out of all the crawl pages, how many pages were out of 3 clicks, like it takes 4 or 5 clicks. Here all the pages have just around 3 clicks. HTTP status code, all these things. And as I mentioned, when you go into Help Center and learn about site audit, all this data will make a lot more sense. I will also create a free complete site audit course where I will explain all these things and why you should fix it and how you should fix it. Since this video is not about fixing those issues only using SEMrush to do all these things, I assume that you already have a basic knowledge on all this issue, and you know SEMrush provide these data to fix it. So if you're interested in learning those things, I will highly recommend you to check out my on-site site audit SEO course, which will be available for free. Let me know in the comment and I will send the link to you. Then we have compare crawls. Like if you are doing the crawl on multiple times, we can compare it. Obviously, if we see some issues, we fix some issues, we run the crawl again, that then it will show whether we are improving it or not, whether we are doing something good or we are doing something bad. It will always show me the progress on all the different general statistic, errors, warnings, and also notices. All the data will be shown for me. Then we also can see a progress rather than just comparing. It will give you a good progress on total number of issues and whether we are declining on this, whether we are increasing on it. We can add a note on a certain date on saying that I particularly fixed this stuff or I made changes to this. So we have a track record of what we are doing, all this data here. And also you can see it's currently giving me the chart on total issues. I can select other criteria also and it will give me the data on that statistic as a progress as well. I'm only seeing one data here because I just started this campaign right now, but if I am running this campaign for a longer time and I'm doing a recrawl every week or so, then all that data will be available in a nice line graph which you can check it out to learn more and see how you are progressing. Finally, JavaScript impact, which is not available on my plan, but basically it helps you to check how JavaScript affects your ranking, investigating the main impact of JavaScript rendering and all how JavaScript is using to influence your SEO audit or how ranking is affecting. So those are the options available within SEMrush under site audit to audit your website for errors related to errors on your website. And welcome back. In this video, we are going to take a look into SEO content template within SEMrush. This tool will help you to create actionable SEO friendly content action article brief, which will help you on your content writing or article creating process. So this tool can be accessed from several places. The common one is under on page, you can find SEO content template and you just enter a keyword and select your target country with the device you want to focus and click on create content template. Okay, you can see I have already try to create a content template to save time purposes, I can use this and show you. So you just enter a keyword here, select a domain with the country and the device you want to target, and click on create content template. Once you create a content template, you will receive something like this. For example, I ran a content template for particular keyword of how to start a website web hosting business. This is the keyword, and it's saying me that our analysis based on your top 10 Google rivals. So when you click on it, it will show that these are the URLs we took, and from these URLs we are preparing this content brief. So you can either use SEO recommendation to create the content yourself, or you can order the content writing, or export this data to a doc which you can give it to an article writer, like a freelance article writer, and they can write covering this fact. Or you can export this information to the SEO writing assistant tool within SEMrush, and you can use that particular one. For example, that is available under content marketing. SEO writing assistant is available for you. Here you can see the top 10 ranking results for this particular keyword, and based on that keyword data, it will show key recommendations based on the top 10 rivals. Like, these are the semantically related LSI keywords which I should focus on when creating the content. It will give me the listing. Like backlinks, like if I want to rank for this keyword, I ideally want to try to get backlinks from these domains, because majority of the domain I have, or these are very powerful in this particular section. So it giving me that data. Readability on based on the top 10 URLs, it is around 55. So I also want to make sure to match that. Text length, like based on the top ranking website, around 1400 words content should be minimum. So I'm getting that. Now I can see how my competitors are using this particular keyword on various sections of their website, from the title, URL, permalink, and within the content itself. And you can see show more 104 occurrences are there. So when I click on any of that, it will show all the different occurrence within my competitor. You can see, and it's going into seeing that one of whatever the keywords I have used, it's showing me how the competitors are using that. So it gives me list by list on the top 10, and gives the basic recommendation also, like what I should have a basic recommendation for the page title, what should I use, how my meta description is not that useful to me, but if you're a complete beginner, maybe this is something useful, but it's giving you a basic recommendation here. So that is SEO recommendation. And when you click on real-time content check, it basically what it will do is transfer this data set into your SEO writing assistant, and from there you can use it. You can see it's automatically transferred that content keyword. You can see automatically made a target keyword, added a recommended keyword, basically transfer those data, and you can create a content here and automatically try to create a content which automatically fixes the issues mentioned here. So that is what this particular tool does it to you, not SEO writing assistant. SEO content template does it for you. Welcome back. In this video, we will cover SEO writing assistant within SEMrush. This tool will help you when you are writing content, focusing on keywords and any other optimization metrics and factors while writing the content for you. Basically, SEO writing assistant is available within content marketing under SEO content SEO writing assistant. As soon as you click it, if you had any previous writing assistant task done, it will show you that data, or you can create a new text here and go from here as well. You can see enter a keyword to get recommendation and everything, or you can get transfer this data from keyword magic tool, competitor research, SEO content template. From anywhere you can transfer the data and it will automatically get transferred here. For example, this is a data which I transferred from our keyword magic example, and you can see it gives me certain option. As soon as I come into this section, I can move this to Google Docs because they have integration with Google Docs and WordPress editor. So if I want to edit it from there, I can do that also. I have control with basic HTML formatting. I can either type the text or import a text from a URL. In case if I already published a post, I just looking to improve that particular content piece, I can import it from here, or I can type it here, I can highlight the issues. Like if it has a readability issue, highlight it. If it has a SEO issue, highlight it. If it has a tone of voice issue, highlight it. If it has a originality issue, highlight it. So I can do any highlighting here. So maybe I'll put some sample text here. So I have generated some text with AI and I have pasted it here, and you can see automatically all these things is turned on, and I'm seeing highlighted for different section here, tone of voice, all the different section. For example, one, if I hover over any of it, can see any issues, I can rephrase it, ignore the issue. All the different tips are given here with different colors. I can also format it here. And if I see the right hand side of it, where I am seeing a manual which I can learn about all the different things available here, switch layout option is available for me if I'm looking for a different layout option. So you can see all the different ones. And here I am seeing a different basic overview, like readability. How is my readability? How is my SEO? How is my tone of voice? How is my originality? Currently it ranks my content with 3.5 out of 10. When I click on any of it, it will give me data on that itself. For example, it's saying for readability, I need my target should be around 64%. Currently I'm on 61. Number of words I need to include around 1093, but I only have 257. Title issues, like I need to have a title on for this, so I need to fix all those issues on readability. SEO, I need to include these target keyword. For example, maybe something like what to eat when sick. As soon as I enter that particular keyword within my document, you can see all this went and turned to a different color. That's mean I have started to using that, and slowly my score is getting improved. So that is how you keep on doing all the different one here and improve whatever the factors which is mentioning here. Fix that when you are creating the content. You don't need to fix every single one it, but generally you make sure that you get a good score and use that here. For example, this is tone of voice. Then we have a smart writer. According to your plan limit, you will get access to here. Basically, you can use this to you maybe like rephrase it. Like you can rephrase it from here itself. Can see refresh. I have used this amount of word. I can use it to accept. I can do this again and make it like expand. I can use that functionality within here itself. Wait until this to load. So you can see it expanded a lot. Basically it expanded. Maybe I can go for a summarize, and I can accept, reject, try again. So when I click on reject, I keep the original one. I don't want the thing, and it does not consume credit. I can try again. All these options are available. So those are the options available. One, you can write it here. It will automatically cover from SEO standpoint whatever the keyword you import and recommended keyword, all the issues. It will automatically track and will keep on giving you a score for you based on all the different criteria. So that is what SEO writing assistant tool within SEMrush will allow you to. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to take a deep look into SEMrush's on-page SEO checker. This is a tool which helps you to check on-page SEO for a certain keyword. This helps you to do that in bulk. We have already taken a look into Site Audit, which checks for general SEO errors and errors in your website, general errors. And this particular tool will compare your site SEO from an on-page SEO for a target keyword. In order to get access to this tool, you come into SEMrush, and under on-page and tech SEO, you can see on-page SEO checker. Basically, you create a project, and you can see I have already created a project which I haven't set up any on-page SEO checker. In this example, I'm going to do for that particular website. I just need to click on setup, and I set a target country for me. In this case, no, it's not United States. I'm selecting a local country. And from that I can select a region or city, or I can set it as a country level. I choose the device which I'm interested on and click on crawl user agent, and here I can select maybe SEMrush bot or Google bot. As a personal preference, I like to use Google bot, and I can set a schedule whether I want to do this process weekly or just never, I just want to do it once or something like that. So depending on my need, I can select it. And if we come back to the page 1, you can see I like selected Sri Lanka and clicked on continue, and automatically it will try to import keywords. Like it automatically will try to bring keywords from several sources such as organic research within SEMrush, position tracking within SEMrush. So depending on that, it will try to bring some keywords for me if I'm interested on. So I can select something, I can delete if something is not interested for me, something like this. Maybe that is suited for me. So I can bring some keyword from manually also, or I can from CSV import it from here, or I can connect my Google Search Console and bring keywords and URLs from there, or I can use Google SEMrush organic search to bring data for me. So whichever the option is useful for me, I select it and click just on collect ideas, and automatically it will start to do a bulk checking on page SEO for all the target keywords which I presented. You can see it is already started analyzing, and currently 4 key pages left. Let me wait until this finishes first. Okay, the on-page SEO checker has finished checking. Basically, it found 32 keywords for 4 pages, and it automatically giving me several suggestions. Basically, the on-page SEO checker within SEMrush is divided into 4 different categories. Basic overview will give you overall a summary, and basically when you go into one of these stuff, it will give you much more in-depth information. So it gives me 4 strategy ideas is available for me, 4 backlink ideas available for me. I can connect my Google Analytics to get user experience idea, technical SEO ideas, SERP feature ideas, semantic ideas, content ideas. When you hover over any of these things, you can see SEMrush also gives you a good explanation on what each of this idea means. And I can click on any of this a number count, and it will take me to that idea specifically. And basically you can see a basic, currently I'm getting 250, but with the potential of 11.1k, and that their ideas can increase. Basically that is a basic improvement explanation, and it's giving me a sample summary. I can click on here, it will take to this particular optimization idea section to give all the ideas and gives me all the URLs. So rather than checking it here, let me go into optimization ideas, and within here it's saying that this is the top priority URL for me. I need to look into this because it has the potential to bring around 26,000 traffic. And if I click on the 9 ideas, it will give me ideas on that. For example, there is no strategy idea for this particular page. There is a SERP idea. For example, mark up your aggregate rating. You may increase that. I should mark up my code. So it's saying that based on my top 10 ranking rivals data, I should mark up my aggregate rating. Why should I do that? When I do that, it's saying me like why I need to do that. So doing that, it gives me an example with the difficulty. If you know how to do it, you can do it, or you can do a Google search on saying like something like mark up your aggregate rating in WordPress or some other HTML, or you can hire a developer to do that for you. Then we have content ideas like avoid keyword stuffing in your body tags. Like compared to your rival, these keywords are repeated on your body tag too many times. So I want to avoid this particular keyword. So it's saying this is very difficult, very easy compared to the other one. When I click on see detailed, it will give me a detailed analysis on the data with all the rivals section. All the data are shown here. You can see it has done a full in-depth analysis on that section as here. And you can see the basic information is presented here. So depending on that, it has avoid keyword stuffing, focus on creating more informative content, and you can see why should I do that. And when I click on it, it says that I'm only covering this amount of words compared to my rivals. Some of my rivals having a lot more content length. So that is also an example. Going back, I can see another one like make your tech and content more readable. Compared to rival, your content is very difficult to read. So it's give me an analysis on that as well. You can see readability. This is my readability, where others are having very good readability and I might not have that. So based on that, I need to improve the readability provide more relevant meta description, provide more relevant title. All this data have a show more or either see detailed analysis to give more data for me. And these are good ones, and these I need to include within my body section. So it gives me a detailed analysis section here. Then we have semantic ideas. What I need to do in on page with semantic idea, enrich your page content. I need to create more content covering these kind of keyword also. If it's suited to me, I need to do that also. And backlinks, like I need to try to earn backlinks from these sources, because most of my competitors may be receiving a backlink from here, so I also need to do that as well. Technical SEO is perfect. User experience, I need to connect Google Analytics account. So that is how we can go in depth into different ideas and fix those issues to get more on-page SEO benefits. Then we go into top 10 benchmarking. Here it will give you overall analysis, SERP analysis for target keyword. For example, this particular marriage proposal keyword has a 3.6 K volume. I'm not currently ranking on it, and you can see it gives me an overall summary on how different criteria are happening within the top 10 ranking pages. And if I click on view full analysis, it will give you a full analysis. For example, this particular keyword is receiving this amount of traffic. Currently the top 10 average keyword is just around 290. Your page has 298. Referring domain, how many domains should have, video usage, keyword usage, ordered list, markup list, readability, all these data are shown here with the top 10 ranking also with number 100, which I'm ranking below 100. So within that also I can get an idea on how each for all the different keyword how we are ranking also. So that is what top 10 benchmarking does. And finally, idea task. Idea task is where you can basically see different ideas are given. For all the optimization idea, a task can be created, and it's saying that from a semantic category, for this page I need to enrich my page content for this particular keyword and 12 more. So it has created a to do, and I can start doing it. Basically, you can also see it is currently collecting more data. So as the data goes by, this idea task will also keep on getting improved. So this is showing me all the data and what are the things I need to do. So you can see all the different ideas on relating to improve on-page SEO. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn how to use log file analyzer within SEMrush. You can access this tool under on-page SEO and tech SEO log file analyzer. Basically, log file is a way of it is a web hosting file which automatically gets created in your web hosting account. You can access it through cPanel under raw access, or you can ask your web support team to get their file for you. And when you upload that file to SEMrush, it will give you some certain insights which you might get access to it to know how the user requests are being handled, what kind of resources and what kind of action is taking place. So in order to do that, first you need to take the log file. I'm going to take one of the log file I have already downloaded, and I'm going to upload it here. You can see I am now uploading a log file here, and it's automatically uploaded. And once I done that, click on start log file analyzer. Depending on how big my log file is, it will take time. This is one of the sample log files, so it will do it very quick. And as soon as it's done, it will give me what are the bots visited my website and how much time do I want to take and see the data, whether it's all time data, 1 day data, 7 day data, 30 days data. And it will give me a graphical interface on how bots are interacting with my website. So you can see from different days how many times the Google bot visited and status of pages within my website it was received, and what are the file types also. So it is giving me status code here with the graphical interface with the file type also shown here. And if I scroll down, it will give me the data from its by pages. From all the different pages, how many times the bot iterated that part and what is the crawl frequency. when it was last scrolled, and if it's had a last status issue, it will show me. For the example, this feed, it had a 301 and it says that this resource has inconsistent status code. Click on the icon to see more detail. So every time it is getting a different one, so I need to go and try to fix that issue. Depending on that, I'm getting several different one. So basically, depending on the status, it will show all, or if I want to see only inconsistent status code issues, I can see that and try to fix that. And last code status also, I can obviously, if you find something 40 some errors, you try to fix it as soon as possible. So you can do all the issues and fix all the data by analyzing log file